Aloha and welcome to my show. I am Prince John Anolani Remis IV, and my kingdom is this body, and I intend not to impose my will upon other people. That's why I do this show. That way I can share information with you and not have to try and convince people or take time to talk to people about my beliefs, but rather share them in a non-invasive format. Alright, so I'm going to have you take some deep breaths, relax during while I say these insights, and we'll see what you think. Just try and take from it what you like. Alright, so I don't let others say or affect the way I feel or work. I speak unto myself. I control my body. I say I am a great, noble, focused, majestic prince. Not waiting for another person to say that. The way I work, I'm a hard work. I'm a steady worker. Notice my word choice. I don't want to work hard. That sounds like slavery. I want to enjoy my work. Do focused work. And therefore, I don't wait to have proper external force saying, oh, nice work, or here's some compensation. I don't need to be paid a particular amount to do my best job because it's my creation. And ultimately, what is the best currency? Is it money, or is it what we give to each other, our creations from the heart? What we leave, beyond anything of such as fame and fortune. What is the most valuable thing? It's that connection that we create by interacting. Imagine, though, that you are this incredible God, that you are that I am you, that every person you see when you walk around down the street, you can point out and say, that's me. And it's that light, it's that same unified consciousness, that oneness, that's you and I. Now, if we're not our thoughts and we're not these physical bodies, then what are we? Visualize that bright beam of white light beaming through. Now beam your whole room. Imagine that ball of white light, that sphere in your hand. I'm going to give it to you through this web camera. Take it and grab it and bring it into your heart. Take a deep breath. Here's some more insights. Is there anything in my life that I could get rid of, such as people or thoughts or phone conversations, and create more space for me, new things, adaptation, and fulfillment? Well, this is my plan to lead, not as you would imagine a leader. A leader is somebody who's elected or put into place either by force or by a democratic vote. But those who actually lead, ones who people naturally follow, start with why. And my why for you and for me, the words that I speak, which command the reality and the space that you and I are experiencing now, both listening to these spoken words, are my why is for more joy, more sexual bliss, and more balance. The what might result in there being a spouse in my life and stable living circumstances and a big family and smiling and fun and playing soccer together and dancing together. But the why is the foundation. The why is what will help me in the situations in which I might lose a lot, or just imagine that I lost a lot, when in reality this body and all of this body is just for me to play. It's just for me to experience myself. But how do I do it in a sacred fashion? How do I deal with my sexuality? Well, I start off by focusing on only one person at a time, and that person, I ask, is this my soulmate? And I use these defining factors to determine that, how I feel around them. Do they have similar music interests and exercise routine and diet as I do? Same perspectives on beliefs on how relationships should arrange themselves, and for instance, whether they think they're a princess or not, or a prince. You see, the fact of it is having more sex doesn't happen with a short-term relationship or a one-night stand, because that requires a lot of effort that you put into it. And then but it's over and you have to repeat. But with a steady relationship with your partner, I believe a lot is possible. And of course, that starts as usual with the self, identifying exactly, you know, can I replace certain hobbies like going to the movie or driving somewhere far away and buying something with, maybe instead of spending that money, spend time with myself, self-pleasuring myself in the bedroom. Now, sometimes the only refuge I have is self-compassion, putting my hands on my heart and saying, I know this is a challenge, but you are going through it. You're walking through. And I am God. I might not make the storm go away, but you will not fall when I am with you. The concepts of feeling alone, I believe, only occur when I'm not talking about beliefs that I like, or I'm just placating others, and I'm not listening to myself. Now, when I'm upset at a person, I don't say that they're bad or rude. I simply state that I am upset and I'm going to deal with my feelings, and then leave the space, and then perhaps communicate and try to reach a conclusion later. Alright, what else have I got? Breathe deeply. Command my body, not waiting for somebody else to say who I am. if you like what you're hearing so far, then maybe it's time that you speak these words into yourself. But instead of excuse me, instead of trying to convince other people or use your time when you can be using it to self-pleasure, and by the way, I think that's a prerequisite to having a long uh, sex life and healthy sex life with your mate, is to really discover yourself first and discover that healing and enjoyable time. Be executive in your life, authentic, lead yourself. Yeah, sounds great. Let's see. Excuse me. Alright, so is, say to myself, is there anything I can do to make your life better? And, heal any psychological injuries. I mean, basically, if you're upset, first tell yourself, all right, I'm very fine, and it might treat a bad feeling like a hurt wound, like you've got to heal it promptly. And, the future will not have to go through these challenges because we've already done it right here and right now, you and I sharing information. And even if you aren't a vegetarian or don't have similar beliefs as me, um, choose people who you like and don't placate or patronize others. Let's see. Take a deep breath, relax, breathe. Ask what the world needs, what you would want to see, and then create that. No matter what your job is, start to do things like change words and different things. This is getting really good. The excitement that somebody approves of me or likes my beliefs isn't a reason for me to keep doing the same thing, because I can change as well. I have sometimes this yearning to speak over others, and it's fulfilled when I pay attention to my own body and talk to myself. And so instead of being a pastor and trying to convince others, just be myself. Find my family. Families, people who I are really, that's me. I don't have to say, oh, we should eat this. It's like, or relationship should be like that. We already know based off of discovering each other in a digital format or medium so that we don't have to impose on each other. Let's use this technology such as YouTube and Facebook uh, and email to communicate with each other and not in person as much. In person, let's make it quiet and together and family. Let's do this.